A woman signs up for a subscription-based virtual dating service. The app lets her access a digital world where she goes on dream dates with ideal partners. Featuring 900 boyfriends, the simulation is customized to cater only to her preferences. And from office romances to celebrity-style dates, she explores all her prospects in hopes of subscribing to the perfect boyfriend. Starring Kim Ji-soo and So In-guk, Boyfriend on Demand is a fantasy romance drama that focuses on a futuristic, newly launched dating app. It centers around So Mi-rae, a burnt-out webtoon producer, and episode 1 quickly establishes her as having virtually a non-existent social life. Her hectic work schedule leaves her with very little free time at her disposal, 3.5 hours to be precise, making it almost impossible for her to date in real life. She's depicted as being too exhausted to invest those precious hours on just anyone. With her daily routine planned out right down to the hour, she savors her brief moments of pleasure before she is thrust back into the bustling corporate world. At her workplace, we are introduced to Park Kyung-nam, also a producer. He is Mi-rae's rival and our quiet male lead. He comes across as being blunt at times, and for this reason, they don't get along. To make matters worse, he just signed another adaptation deal, outperforming Mi-rae yet again. She sends her pitch to him for a review, but when he goes over it, he is overly critical of her work, to the point of telling her that there is nothing good about her pitch worth mentioning. When another producer suddenly quits due to the overwhelming stress endured while overseeing a very difficult but immensely popular webtoon writer, Mi-rae and Kyung-nam are the ones being considered as replacements. She already has a complicated history with this writer, however, as she's worked with her before. When she was tasked with managing her at one time, the writer practically took over her entire life, and she will do anything not to work with her again. Armed with her director's favorite macarons, she heads to his office hoping to sway his decision and persuade him to choose Kyung-nam instead, but she finds him already there, clearly one step ahead. He had the exact same plan, but beat her to it. Despite trying to convince the director of her lack of experience overseeing authors in this genre, he still picks her for the job. We meet Mi-rae's friend as she calls her out and persuades her to attend a former classmate's wedding. After picking out an outfit for her, she tells her that her ex will probably be at the wedding and urges her to dress up. Given he abruptly ended their relationship after he went on about how they had grown apart, her friend wants her to show him that she's thriving on her own. Although this was a while back, Mi-rae still doesn't seem to have quite gotten over him. She attends the wedding, but decides not to wear the outfit her friend picked out for her, and although she expects her ex to be at their mutual friend's wedding, he doesn't show up. His fiancée, on the other hand, does, a former classmate as well. She flaunts her engagement ring for everyone to see, announcing she'll soon be getting married. Mi-rae leaves the wedding distraught and returns to her apartment. She recalls how her ex would also talk about marriage with her and his desire to have children, but would never include her in those dreams. Deciding not to dwell on her ex's engagement, she fixes her focus on work instead, and with her now in charge of popular writer Yoon Song, she goes over her latest webtoon. It features a handsome third-generation heir who is rescued by the female protagonist while on a resort construction project. It's a classic plot, with a cliché selling point, as the rich heir falls for the woman who saved his life. Mi-rae, however, is not a fan of the romance genre, and cringes at the slightest sign of cheesiness. The next day, while going through the plot analysis of the webtoon with the writer, a guest arrives at the office. His company is about to launch a new dating app called Boyfriend on Demand. Mi-rae fails to hold back her laugh upon hearing the cheesy title, but this reaction is what draws the guest's attention to her. His company is collaborating with the writer, featuring the lead character of her webtoon, Choi Si-woo, as one of the 900 boyfriends in their simulation. The planning team loved her character so much that they want to expand the concept and use more of her other work. After a meeting with the director, the guest approaches Mi-rae with a proposition. He asks her to be their company's product reviewer. All she needs to do is to use the app for 1 month and provide feedback on her simulated dates after the trial period. She will of course be getting paid, and to this, she agrees. Back home, she sets up the equipment and places the head device on. Following the manual's instructions, she presses the red button and is instantly transported to a beach. In the distance, she spots a man surfing, but suddenly, a massive wave crashes towards them, sweeping both of them into the ocean. Amid the vast expanse of water, she manages to find and rescue him, exactly mirroring the opening scenario from writer Yoon Song's webtoon. As she begins to piece things together, the system congratulates her on meeting her first date. She soon realizes that she has assumed the role of the female protagonist, with the wealthy heir Choi Si-woo positioned as her designated love interest. Boyfriend on Demand uses its dating app concept to explore modern relationships and the contrast between fantasy and real love. It questions what people actually want from dating. Many users seek the app to escape loneliness, stress, and failed relationships. Fear of being hurt again makes the virtual reality dating app more appealing to them, because unlike real dating, you can control the outcome and how you want the relationship to progress. Given that real relationships can be messy and unpredictable, Mireille occasionally turns to the app and finds comfort in its immersive scenarios, which are designed to feel real. With real-life dating seeming too exhausting and inconvenient for her, she ultimately has to decide which is better: virtual love, which is ideal and perfect, or real love, complicated and oftentimes temperamental, yet is more genuine and meaningful. The experience makes her revisit her unresolved heartbreak as she confronts past relationships depicted in the app, facilitating her path to healing. Kim Ji-soo channels a very relatable portrayal of the protagonist, So Mireille, a character meant to be independent, goofy, and at times slightly reserved. So In-guk, on the other hand, plays the real-world counterpart love interest. He delivers a subtle but precise interpretation of the quiet and misunderstood male lead. He gives a stable, nuanced performance with the character Park Kyung-nam, despite being ultimately held back by a script that doesn't fully challenge him. His portrayal, however, still shows that he's still able to bring a great rendering of the character, which is more than what the role allows. Although their chemistry is warm and believable throughout the drama, Ji-soo seems to, in some instances, have greater chemistry with the virtual characters. The real-life romance does, however, become more engaging and captivating towards the end of the drama. A virtual partner who doesn't misunderstand or hurt you helps users open up without fear of rejection. The app conveniently removes all the frustrations the participants have of modern dating. With a really interesting idea and a futuristic concept, the drama, however, doesn't fully explore the dark side and dangers of these virtual relationships. A customizable partner can reinforce the illusion of control, disguised as personal preference. Even though users feel connected to the virtual characters, they are becoming more socially isolated from real people, reducing their exposure to real connections. With the system relying on the user's data, it raises concerns on how this information is stored and can be used against each subscriber if it were to fall in the wrong hands. The app collects personal information, preferences, private conversations, and confessions, and leaked data could be used in exploitation or blackmail. Addictive features can also be designed based on a person's vulnerabilities. Boyfriend on Demand still manages to retain its appeal as a fun romantic comedy. So if you are looking for a binge-worthy, slow-burn romance, it is definitely worth the watch.